Hi, everybody. Here I am. I forgot. I just was like clicking I don't know.
Here I
Hey,
am.
I'm so glad you're here with us on this tiring Thursday. But now we're going to all get refreshed from our stress by hanging out with friends because that's our refresh, right, everybody?
We're all extroverts.
I mean,
Rachel's like, I am, so what?
I actually am hardcore, so
She's like getting defensive. She's like, I am an extrovert, okay?
I'll fight you. Just meet me in person.
Hey everyone. My name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm the GM.
I realized that came off as super aggressive, and I just meant I wanted to meet people in person, not that okay. Anyway,
We know.
it's fine.
She just wants a friend.
We know.
I'm not really going to stab anybody. Continue.
Oh my god. Who would like to read the poem this week? Jump in there. Get it.
I will.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, let's go. Okay. A ridiculous and hilarious murder has occurred. Plots continue to unravel and mysteries are unblurred. Yay, Rauka survived. Now, Ashira, you should definitely save. I hope the mistress will end up where she belongs, deep in a grave. All of these enchanting moments and countless other are a constant delight. This campaign and this group bring so much joy each Thursday night. Thank you, #AliSoDreamy, and cast for all that you do. Much love, Spire crew. I can see and hear you.
Aww.
Yay!
Aw.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yay.
Always a
I'm not
highlight for
crying.
me.
You're crying.
And yes, Rachel, you are a delicate flower.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Chelsea. It always makes my evening. To be here with you and to get to read these little poems. It's just so nice. So we appreciate you not just telling us that we're seen and heard, but doing it in such a loving and giving way. And yes, okay, let's just do some introductions. We're going to try and incorporate introductions of players and characters, which is something I don't know that we've done very many times as a Spire crew, and I'll probably forget at least a few times. I'm going to pass it off to Ava.
Hi, I wasn't drinking. My name is Ava. I go by she, her pronouns, and I play as Chu, the Queen of Excess. Also she, her pronouns. I will pass. I assume that's all we want, right? Like a name.
Yeah, but you do have to point at the person you're going to pass it to. Part of the game.
Oh yeah, I love it. I will pass it on to, let's go easy, Sam, right beneath me.
Just as in life, as in
Oh,
stream. Hi, Sam, he, him pronouns, and I play Edic Charmuse, also he, him pronouns, and I'm going to pass it this way over to Sarah.
Okay. I just need to practice my pointing. So while I am saying that I'm Sarah, okay, I'm definitely pointing at Tyler. Great. I play Din, and both of our pronouns are she, her, hers, and now I'm gonna pass it to Tyler.
She, her.
Hi everybody, I'm Tyler, he and his, and I play Valarauka Fenthorn, and I am going to go up to Rachel. Yes.
Y'all got
Cowards,
it easy.
all of
Y'all
you.
got it easy with the up and down.
Cowards.
We just went counterclockwise.
Yes, we did.
This was a coordinated attack.
Yes, it was. I'm proud of us.
It's my turn. I never interrupt anybody and haven't done it 3 times already in these introductions.
Well,
I'm Rachel, and I'm barely breathed out. I was talking into my water bottle. I'm gonna set it down there. I'm Rachel, and I play Alvy, and we are. It feels weird to say we are. Anyway, she, her, hers are the pronouns that we go by.
one might say the hive mind of Rachel and Alvy.
There you go. Yeah, the hive mind of Rachel and Alvy, and then back to you, Elise.
Hey, thanks, Rachel. Okay, let's see. I loved it. You can catch other helpful goat stuff this week. If you tune in tomorrow, we're playing States of Rin at 7:00 Mountain Time. And next week there's Goats of Saltmarsh on Wednesdays. And there's Spire on Thursday. And there's Rachel. You're making me laugh. And there's
Taste of Rin.
what did I say? What
Moon Taste of Rin. And it was
Taste
just
of Rin.
really-
Taste of Rin. Well, we're gonna need
The
that.
Taste of
The
Rin.
first
It's the show within the show.
the first in-person event that Helpful Goat hosts after
It'd be Taste
after
of Rin.
the pandemic has to be Taste of Rin, where we all bake fantasy themed things and get together. Okay, and you can follow us on Discord and just Instagram. What else do we have? Twitter for more scheduling updates. And with that, we are going to get stress levels from the players. We're going to have Alvi and Edic tell us their weekly update for their abilities, and then we will do a recap. And we'll jump in. So
I got candy.
oh, good.
We're set.
Okay, taste the rainbow, as Chelsea said.
Yeah.
Which is probably
yes.
Skittles, because we know Ava loves sour Skittles, so it may actually be taste the rainbow appropriate. Hey, it's so good.
Oh.
Okay.
We're
Anyway,
sponsored, by the way.
no, this video not sponsored by Skittles.
Everything we do and say, Skittles is
Yeah,
okay.
we completely align with Skittles and their brand
Oh my god.
legally.
Oh god,
Someone
we're just
email them.
off the deep end tonight. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get it together.
Year is it?
And with the most together person on the crew, Sarah, will you start us off with the amount of stress Din has?
I have 0.
0. Okay, look at that. And who's next? Alvi.
Also 0.
See, what did I say? The most together people on the crew. Edic.
So I have one,
Think you have
but
one.
then I look at my actual stress things and I don't have stress marked next to any of them. So I totally bombed.
We refreshed, so you might have just not-
I didn't refresh though because I'm not a ministry
Yeah,
member.
not a ministry person, so it doesn't have the same ministry.
Oh.
I have you as one mark to mind, so if you want to mark that, and then we'll just say that's what
Yeah.
you have. Okay, Chew.
Hi.
Taste
Great
that
candy,
rainbow.
huh?
Taste it.
Yeah. These are actually nerds, which should
Okay.
also sponsor us.
Oh, I
Um,
think those are good.
Yeah. I have 1 stress total. You had 3 stress marked to mind for me, but I took that away with the 3 that I got back from killing that dude.
Okay. So you have only one.
Yeah, only 1 silver stress.
Okay. Rauka.
4.
Yes, but we've kind of okay. All right. Fair. Okay. Rachel and Sam, what are you taking this week for your special ability?
So I took sneak last week, so I can't take it. Sam, I don't know if you wanted to take it in like if we're trying to like hide somewhere with the fucking body or something. You can also do whatever the fuck you want. That was my thought, but I can't do it. So
Well, if you want to hear what my thought was, maybe we can
Absolutely not.
coordinate. So my thought was
yes.
taking something that would help us to locate materials that we might need to, perhaps do whatever spell it is that we're going to have to do to get this guy to start talking, even though he's dead.
I don't know that do any of us have ability to speak with dead?
We don't, but we're in the place where we might be able to learn how to do that.
Okay, so do you want me to take investigate then? Would that be the one that makes sense, Elise?
Maybe
Do-
investigate or pursue?
Yeah, what do you think? If we're like looking to be wanting to look to find information of how we could possibly get information from this guy. Does that seem more investigating?
Sorry.
Or more pursuing?
Yeah, so I think if you were looking for information, like if you wanted to find out how to talk to a dead person, I think that would be an investigate roll.
Well, you're natively gonna. That's what I was thinking, is that you'd ask Elise with your
Right.
your ability. So I don't know if we're looking for that purpose specifically, but more for like gathering the materials we would need to actually conduct such of a spell or whatever.
I think let me just double check, but I think that's still probably going to be investigate by my ruling, but I'll just double check the wording on pursue and make sure I'm not wrong there.
Oh yeah, and just we wanting to know the specific wording for the thing, since it has to be like a specific action that we're doing, right?
Right.
So bear in mind, I do have my dead drop, which allows me to randomly pull out of freaking nowhere generic equipment needed to perform a particular task.
I have a feeling a lot of this wouldn't be generic though.
All right, so
Yeah.
pursuit.
Is that like looking for a person or?
No, so pursue does say like to help track something down. Someone or something down is pursue, and then investigate can help you find things other people don't want you to find.
Okay. So pursue seems like it would fit in tracking
Yeah.
something down, yeah? Okay, so
Yeah.
pursuing items to help talk to this dead mofo.
Okay.
And then I would take sneak to basically trying to conceal something I don't want people to see.
Okay. Yes. Cool. I just also want to throw out there into the mix because this is something I meant to fix in between the last two games. I do want to resize. I feel like it catches my eye every time I look at this. I want to resize the windows so that like we don't have the little like green outlines popping up on some people's cams. I just haven't gotten there. So we'll do that later. Just so you know, Galway, I'm sorry that I'm bringing shame to your beautiful overlay for a second week in a row with poorly sized camera feeds, but this is the energy we got this week. So this is what's happening. All right. Perfect. So then is that everything besides the recap? I depend on all of you other people with short-term memory loss. Yeah, all right, recap. Let's do it. Let's hear it. What did happened last week?
A lot.
So, from Chu's perspective, we finished our conversation with little baby, what's his face?
Halim and Mara.
Halim, the precious angel, Halim and Mara. I gave her like a little backstage pass. We all said our goodbyes, kind of, and we went to go talk to that one horrible person whom I don't like, who we killed. Spoilers. We got to the front desk and we kind of tried to like lure him out. We saw a figure that was like hunched over. Are we even sure this was the right guy?
No?
Did we ever like confirm that?
Never confirmed it. No.
Whoops.
You were pretty sure based on like, you know, all the other shit that went down, like him getting a boner as you like talked to him about fame.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think we personally confirmed it, but Elise definitely did at some point. I remember like pinging something she said in my head. Yes, you know, as much as that's meta over the table, you know, kind of situation. It did happen.
So then we followed him to a room. We talked a little bit about the swan and like trying to like set up my services, and he was confused. It's like whether or not I wanted him for like illegal shit or if I just wanted him for like a really expensive fancy burial. Then I was like, everybody leave and I'll like seduce this guy, and it was really awkward. And then Chu was like, I don't like this, and I murdered him by accident. It was an accident. Nobody could have seen it coming. Unavoidable. Totally bad luck. Yeah. And he died. His mind exploded or something happened.
I
and
was
he just
invisible in the
collapsed.
corner listening to the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Did you take the one stress from that, by the way?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody was like, what the hell, you killed him? And I was like, I didn't realize it worked that way. Out of character. In character, I think maybe Chu would have
None of
been
us
fine
would.
with it all. So, but and then we had a long conversation about what to do next, and I'll let somebody else take it from there so that everyone else can have a chance to like.
We also found out our houses.
We did. We had a nice
Oh,
like
cool.
quasi tea ceremony where Edic spoke or kind of gathered insight from each of the players and learned their respective drow ancestric houses, which upon me utilizing that ability, it has given Alvi, Din, Chu, and myself abilities that will last us through the end of this current situation.
And
Meanwhile,
then
back at the ranch.
Yeah, ranch. Oof.
stuff happened with Rauka.
Yeah. Rauka was experimented on. He had a test and passed with flying colors, or failed, depending on who you ask. Ashira tried to help him escape. We bloodied the mistress up pretty good, but unfortunately, it was not enough. And Ashira cut a deal with her that by letting me go, something. All I know is that Ashira said, I'm doing this for you, and then I got dragged off and left in the graveyard of the small gods, where Rauka made his home. And then I limped and crawled and clawed my way to one of the Vermisian Vault entrances, where I am blanking on the
Lola.
goat's
Lola.
name. Lola, where
Her
Lola
name
was
was
waiting.
Lola. She
Thank
was
you.
Was a
show
Thank you.
goat.
goat.
Show goat. Yep. Where Lola led me to Alvy's little corner of the Vermisian Vault. Yeah.
Yes. So we are going to start slightly back in time from where we ended last game. So we're going to start with our valiant, yes, our valiant crew in New Heaven, opening a door to the Vermisian and shoving a dead body through it, and then all just kind of bloop, 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 right on through. I think all of you who were not Vermisian sages avoided taking stress, which was great. So you are now in the Vermisian Vault, and we're going to. So just to give everybody an idea, I did like because players normally we do this ahead of the time on the stream, but as you can tell, the energy is special tonight, so we didn't. So just to meta talk a little bit for players' sake, what we're going to do in terms of like mapping out a little bit of the beginning of the session is we're going to wrap up whatever kind of happens with the body. I mean, like give you guys a chance to have that happen, and then like I think we talked about this at the end of stream last night. Going to have you lay low for a few days, and then we'll kind of pick up with Alvi and Rauka meeting in the vault. So that's kind of the structure of this first part of the stream. And then we'll go where we go.
And
So
laying low will allow us to recover
yes,
any.
laying low is a mechanic in the game. Just for those of you who may not know, players can always choose to lay low, but it has consequences. So basically, if a player chooses to lay low, they are taken out of the plot line for several days. And allows them to refresh all stress, but it also allows the enemies to advance without them getting to react. But since I am kind of enforcing laying low, I'm just going to let them refresh, and we're not going to have the negative aspect so much. I mean, like obviously, in the time that you're laying low, like things will happen, but it won't have like the kind of consequence feel of choosing to lay low when you are doing so because your stress levels are like way too high. So, okay, thanks
I have a
everyone.
question.
Oh, yep, go for it.
When we're laying low, can we do things that our characters would normally do?
Yes,
So
and
like, would you go
if
like perform
yeah,
like at
if
a
you want to
local
like
park?
narrate a few
Okay.
things that you would do during like the several days, that is also fine to me. I don't think that will play out any scenes, but you can tell me like Chu would have a performance or whatever else you would do. Okay, but first, we have just stuffed a dead body into a unreal vault full of drow secrets. So, what is happening with that, crew?
Nothing. It's fine, and we're all great, and we go to bed after.
Can someone describe like what the vault looks like? Like what?
Well, we just got a cool image.
Ooh. I guess I can put the maps. I mean, not that you guys really need to see. This is just a free to use. I found it online. It's licensed for reuse image of a tunnel. So
Shh, it's a vault. It's not a tunnel.
it's a vault. Well, the Vermissian, remember,
Secret
there's
tunnel.
okay, just to kind of like orient us to what the Vermissian is. The Vermissian is not only this more largely the Vermissian is this failed essentially subway system or train system that goes up and down Spire, but has actually not run ever. Because it was a failed project and it was underfunded and all the other things, right? And the Vermissian Vault is attached to that in that one of the reasons the Vermissian failed is that the more in and deep you go into Spire, the more weird shit gets. So when you're tunneling through Spire, you're tapping into the most unreal things of Spire, which means the vault is like all these weird unreal pockets along that are connected through weird systems and tunnels, sometimes interconnected, sometimes just you have to navigate the actual Vermissian to get to different elements of the vault, but it's all up and down Spire, and it's where drow archaeologists and sages have been trying to hide, collect, archive, and otherwise maintain the history and the precious objects of the drow, which would otherwise be destroyed by the Aelfir. So this image I kind of intended to be kind of our placeholder image for whenever you're in the Vermissian, but the vault itself is probably much less kind of like a collapsed subway tunnel and more like strange pockets of like caches of stuff that other sages have left behind and never found again, or like we've had last season, this dead guy floating in a room full of books where gravity stopped working and had no air and things like that, right? So these are kind of the different elements of the Vermissian and the vault. So
And how are we, Sam and I, or Edik and I, at navigating things in the vault? Since put you into a random place in the vault is craziness within the Vermissian and stuff. Like,
yeah, I think for the most part, Vermissian sages, like, you have much more kind of knowledge of the ways that these things connect. I don't think it's foolproof, and I think that, like, depending on what you're asking to do and how you get there and what you're doing to navigate it, and also remember the Vermissian changes from time to time and collapses and whatever, then like there will be things that I give to you depending on what you're asking and things that I make you roll for, but like the vault itself as something you can access is exclusive to the Vermissian sages. Other classes basically have to find a sage to access the vault or stumble upon it by accident.
Gotcha. Well, that went differently than expected, but here we are. All of us alive except for him.
And is doing one of these. This couldn't have gone more poorly.
My beloved home.
He kind of had it coming, okay?
Yes, I mean, I wasn't watching, but I was listening, and he was rather gross.
He was gross, and now he's dead, and everything is okay.
And it could have gone more poorly. We all could have died. We're not dead yet.
Yeah,
so
we got out okay. We all
not
got
a
to
bad,
stab him, right? That was nice.
We left traces. It's not good.
I don't
However,
think that
is there a
big.
way for us to get the information from this corpse?
We could stab him more.
I
Make a puppet.
have ways of researching things in the vault. However,
Well, oh, sorry.
it may take some time. Maybe I should perhaps find a place to how you say, hide the body while we go looking for the information we need to do what is we are going to do.
Well, we were just in New Heaven, and you know that there's some people believe that if you cover yourself in the raven bones that are taken from the Towers of Silence in New Heaven, that you can speak to the dead. Maybe we could try something like that, or
Bones of what? Excuse me?
the ravens that hang from the towers up in New Heaven, or we were just up where the morticians are, and you know how they have that very secret surgery, that the undying surgery that makes it that you can't die. Supposedly, if you drink the runoff from that, which first of all sounds disgusting, you can feel a lot of death-like symptoms, and then also speak to ghosts.
Oh, so do you want to go up to back out of the vault into New Evan and then drink said substance?
Oh, but also, did you know that if you jumped off of Spire and somehow survived, that you would have an out-of-body experience, and your terrified ghost would be able to speak to ghosts as well? These are just options.
But
I don't...
okay. Riddle me this: you jump
Mhm.
off of the spire, you commune with the dead. How do you go back and talk to us?
Well, it's just that while your ghost is terrified, it's outside of your body. But once you calm down, then your ghost can go back inside your body. It's just typical science.
Is there anything that wouldn't require us to go back up there? I wouldn't want to go back so soon.
Well,
And also maybe that doesn't require us to jump off of Spire.
You know, Alvi, I see the mission robes on you, but I have many questions.
oh, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Not now, though. Right now, we have more pressing matters at hand, like this dead body. And where should we hide it? You are right. We should absolutely hide it. I don't think any of those methods actually work for talking to the dead, but... Sorry, I was
We
distracted.
got a cat cam.
Well, rumors are better than nothing.
Your cat.
However, I
Oh,
will
precious baby.
try to find some good concealed place. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and try
I
to
could do the mental
the-
directory to... Oh, do you want me to not use it for this and to use it to ask about how to raise from the dead, not where's a good place to hide them?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would rather want to roll for that because over the table, we've seen dead bodies in the Vermissian vault, so maybe it's not too unheard of. Like, maybe other sages do this kind of thing too. Who knows? Just kill people and leave them in the vault.
Oops. One more thing to collect, I guess.
Can I help you look, since I'm also a Vermissian sage and
Yeah, for sure.
know shit?
Okay, so what are we looking for?
A
So-
place to stash
a
the
place
body.
to stash it.
To stash a body. Such
But it
that
might be good to like find somewhere like a workshop of out like one of us or something too, to leave it there, because I'm afraid if we just stash it somewhere we find here that we won't find it again. It's like random areas of the vault.
Yeah. Why don't we
I mean, I have Lola to guard my workstation most of the time when she doesn't have her, own affairs. But it might be felt relatively safe in my workstation with Lola.
this is a good opportunity.
How far is that from here?
Oh, I have no idea.
Then
I don't know where we are in the least.
Then perhaps
Isn't it amazing?
We can just do our best to not be seen as we make our way to your workshop. Where in Spire is, or where in the vault is your workshop?
Well, it would be outside the vault, somewhere in the Vermissian, right? Or is my workshop in the vault? So I don't know. The Vermissian is still a complex and
Elise, you're muted.
Elise.
I've done this so many times, like on Zoom calls and stuff for work too, because I like double mute myself because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna accidentally just like, okay.
Are there any like actual stable parts of the vault, or is all of the vault this kind of chaotic?
I mean, all of the vault is chaos, but I think that there are stable parts of the chaos, right? Like I think it's, there basically a lot of sages work kind of individually to maintain their own little corners and pockets of the vault. And there's not a great, like some centralized government of the sages that helps organize it all. And so for that reason, things, and you never know when some pocket or bubble of unreality is going to just make things go to shit. So with that in mind, I think, Alvi, I think it's fine to say that your workshop is kind of like vault territory. It could be like it's probably pretty close to the Vermissian tunnels themselves, and it's also pretty close to Perch. So if you could, find your way to Perch, it would be easy to find your way from Perch, through the Vermissian to.
But then we'd have to go through Perch holding a dead body.
No, I mean
It was
through the
close to
Vermissian.
nighttime though, from what I
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Yeah.
Over the table, wouldn't it be pretty common to have like not common but like not uncommon to be like lugging a dead body through the Vermissian and just be like, oh yeah, the Vermissian.
Right, yeah, as long as we're still in the Vermissian, I'm fine. I didn't want to be like out in
Yeah.
Perch, like,
A
hey
rat
guys.
monster came out and stabbed him 20 times in the chest and then broke his mind, and so we're just taking him back.
Also, you are not just hauling a dead body; you are hauling a dead body dressed as a mortician.
Oh, should we strip him naked so he's not recognizable? Is that a weird thing to do right now? I don't really want to see him
one
naked.
of us don the mortician's clothing, and then we just say that we are morticians? No.
Can I have it for like a performance? I mean, I think
I would
the drow or the clothing.
the clothing. I have like a lot of.
I do have. Oh, hold on. I mean, shouldn't we just like put him in a sack? Like, we shouldn't be carrying anybody, no matter how it's dressed.
This happens in character. I need to hear Din ask if you're gonna put him in a sack, please.
Din wouldn't ask that. Well, I was gonna say also the reason I'm talking not in character is because I have 2 sets of nice clothing as part of my equipment. So I was like, well, I could dress him, but then it's like, again, are we doing Weekend at Bernie's or like?
I just think we need to make it not look like a mortician's body,
Right.
Sure. So yeah, I think that I'm happy to take off. Well, I'm happy for somebody to take off his clothes, and you can take them.
Chu was like, I'm not taking his clothes off.
I don't care. This is nothing to me. And yeah, I will begin.
Be
stripping.
careful. He is erect still.
It's nothing I have not seen before. Let's be sure.
No to me.
And yeah, I mean, I could theoretically use my dead drop if we wanted to get a body bag,
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, what's the most?
You are currently in the vault because that's where
Yes.
the door takes you. The back door takes you. So you are currently in the vault as well. So there's also, I mean, like, I didn't kind of give you like where you landed in the vault so much, but this is I think the actual like room that you've kind of entered, there's clearly like a door on the other side that leads out, which is kind of nice for those of you who use the back door from time to time. You know that like sometimes Vermissian vault pockets just are one-way tickets, right? So this is, hey, there's an exit. And this particular room like seems to have a lot of artifacts, a lot of like stuff. There's some sort of cataloging system. It's also quite dusty. It looks like whoever kind of was taking care of this catalog of artifacts perhaps hasn't been here for a long time. But there's definitely stuff around the room too, if just FYI. So
Can we look around?
Would either of us be like familiar with this place?
You can both make me a D10 luck roll.
Will we get stressed if it's bad?
No, I don't make you do that for luck.
Can I look
got an
around
8.
at like?
I got a
items
1,
and stuff?
so.
Oh, kitty
I'm a
cat!
lucky bitch.
Oh, kitty! Can
Yeah,
I?
you can look around. Are you just looking, or are you looking for something in particular? Do you want to do?
Looking
anything?
for like occult items that won't like kill me, but are cool enough for me to like snatch.
Okay,
Oh,
you can
kitty
roll
cat.
investigate and occult. And Sam, Edic, I don't think you've been here, but you know of a kind of a fellow sage who has spent their life kind of cataloging the artifacts that they were able to kind of take back from the drow. And they especially seemed interested in artifacts that were religious in nature, so related to the goddess, the moon goddess deity that the drow, the kind, especially um, the uh, the faces that are now illegal to worship. So it's, like Limye is the one that everybody is allowed to worship legally, and then we've got the
Lombre and Lekale.
Lombre Lekale, and like this person seems especially and I will have a name for them.
I would suggest Brazicot, who is the random NPC bond that I have from being an academic.
I don't think that it's someone that you actually have a bond with. This person is
okay.
someone you've never met and is kind of a legend among, but not someone that anyone in your kind of generation of sages has actually ever met. So you
Gotcha,
have
okay.
reason to believe that this person has kind of disappeared. And we're going to go with the name Serren, Serren.
Serren.
And we'll say, I'm just making this up on the fly, if that's not obvious. We'll say she, her pronouns for Serren. Yeah, and so like you are kind of familiar with her like life work of that, and you think it's very likely that what you've stumbled in is a storeroom of Serren's vault activity. Okay, Ava, Chew with a 7. That is success at a cost. So we're gonna go ahead and roll a d3.
Hell yeah.
Whatever rolls 2. So Chew is going to take 2 stress to mind.
Okay.
And the reason you're going to take 2 stress to mind is like as you were sorting through these and like specifically looking for occult things, I think you find something very beautiful. You find like a silver locket that is just like very delicately woven around this kind of pink gemstone, silver around it. And when you open it up, there's old photographs in it. And as you kind of like immediately like feel that urge to destroy, and you've been thinking, like, not that you do necessarily, like, I know that you don't necessarily instantly destroy it or anything. But as you kind of feel that like familiar, like excitement at the idea of destroying something so beautiful, and you kind of look at it and you're thinking about occult things and like, what could this do? And like, how is it precious? Is it unique? Is it, something I can get something from? You kind of like send that spark of interest into this thing, and divine energy lashes back at you
No.
in a way that like feels very unusual. And that's where you're going to take the 2 mind stress. But you do have this kind of interesting locket now. You're not sure what it does, but yes, you have a beautiful silver and pink gemstone locket with old photographs inside it of a drow. It looks like a drow woman, best you can tell, inside in the locket.
Okay, cool. Thank you. You need a roll for stress? I have 3.
Oh, it took 2. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
3
saying
total.
fallout.
Sorry, yeah. Fallout. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, yes. So a 1 or a 2 on the D10 will result in fallout. That's an 8,
Nice.
so you're fine. Okay.
I just want to say, everyone, if we're laying low,
You don't
now's
know
your
that in
chance.
character, though.
Go wild. Go hog wild with the stress, y'all.
All right, what are we doing with the body? Let's go. What's happening?
Well, we wanna get to my place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Infinite
Okay.
full of occult items.
So
Yeah,
Well,
so
we
how
would.
can we-
Well,
Oh.
Vic does.
We
He
took out the
recognizes the place. So, does that mean that you know where we are in relation to Perch? Then.
Yeah, I mean, like my one kind of architectural question is
Mhm.
like, New Heaven's way up there,
Mhm.
and then Perch is like in the middle-ish,
Mhm.
right? Would this kind of spatial dimension of the vault be, analogous to that, like that distance difference, or like if you go in one door and then you go out the other, you might be on totally
Right.
opposite ends of Spire.
It's more the latter. It's not like with Alvy's workshop, right? That has a fairly permanent location. As such, it's very attached to like just the side of the Vermisian tunnels. It's very it's easy to find from perch. There are deeper parts of the vault that are not like that. So depending on where you have opened the door to into the vault, kind of gives you different answers based on that. So, but you have an exit. You could go look. You also know that Saren often worked out of the works. That was an area where she was like kind of known as a presence, which is I think pretty close to Perch. It's more in, maybe a little lower, and also was known around the Silver Quarter. Oh,
Okay.
lost someone, and now
You lost
I'm half
Tyler.
on one screen and half on the other.
Um,
I'll lean this way so that I'm still in the GM screen.
I am
so,
Tyler.
so
In center.
I do not know if you are aware of this LV, but we seem to be in the research storage quarters of Selen. And then I would go on to describe them and their her and her research and such. And so this would put us in the works, which if the workshop is in around the Vermisian in Perch. We are very close to this. We do not have far to go.
Great. Can you lead the way to can you lead the way to somewhere that I can know where we are, or do you just know where we are based on information and you haven't been here before?
I've not been here before personally, but there is a door we could go. No?
Okay, I just want to assess out of character. Is the body naked right now? And are we just going to carry a naked body?
He
Or
has
are we
an
going to like
undershirt
disguise it?
and
Like we're going to carry a body
pantaloons.
and that's fine? I wasn't here last season, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's fine. He's got like underclothes, right? Because that's how people are in Spire.
Somebody
says
could
with confidence.
give him a piggyback ride, maybe?
I'm
Just-
good.
Maybe like turn him the other way. So
Hold on.
so you don't have any
Yes, it looks like the rigor mortis is quite set in, hasn't it?
yeah, rigor mortis.
So we're
I love
carrying
Tyler's grimace at that.
the mostly dead body, or the mostly naked dead body out of the vault, or out of this room in the vault, just hauling dead body.
We did stab the living hell out of this body, right? Before we left. So it does have like 12 knife wounds in it.
Oh, okay. Like if I guess my question, Elise, would this be great cause of concern for me, carting a dead body around in the vault? Like, I honestly don't know if Edic would really care all that much.
No, so the vault, for one, is fairly lawless in the sense of, like, there are no city guards in the vault, right? The sages have protected. If you don't have a sage, odds are bad you're getting into or out of the vault. So you're not going to run into city guard. If you run into other sages, like, the kind
might
of...
take some reputation stress.
You might take some reputation... Depends on the person, depends on what you say, right? But overall, no, I don't think you would be overly concerned about hauling a dead body around the vault.
Okay.
Yeah, that was how I felt too. So.
Okay.
Let's go.
Dean, your concerns valid. However, I think that figuring out a way to cover it up and then it take too much time. Let's just go. Yeah.
Okay. So you open the door and you kind of leave this kind of dusty storeroom. Edic, are you kind of leading the way?
Yeah, and I'm also like, doing what I can to make sure that we're not like, seeing any undesirables.
And
Sure.
as we go, I think Chu is gonna like hum a song.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and reach that hour mark. See?
Okay. I'll consider this. Yes, we'll think of you're gonna try and hum for a full hour, like to do a performance, essentially.
Yeah, to instill emotion and like calm people down and like
Okay.
get everybody feeling good.
Okay, all right. Eddic, as you are leading people out, you enter into this kind of hallway. It's kind of cavernous. It's half like you can tell it is both natural and also like parts of it have been kind of shaped out by drow and or other people, and you are noticing as you're going some like markings kind of on the walls, and as you're kind of walking along and looking, you see like some tunnels turning off, some that go down, some that go up, some that are just like drop straight down or up with ladders, and you're starting to kind of notice a pattern to the markings on these. And if you want to roll to figure out this system, it would be something that I would let you keep as like a something in your like character sheet, just to give you a sense of, since I know everything has the potential for stress. I don't want you to think this would be
Yeah.
like a like a very wasted roll.
But I do
Yeah,
that too.
so you,
Or
you,
is-
you say it's a pattern. Is
Mhm.
this like, oh, we're going in circles kind of thing, or is this
No,
like an actual like marking system to direct or whatever?
it's a marking system of some kind that is related to the tunnels that you are walking along right now.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go for it. What am I rolling?
Could I
Um,
look too? Sorry, just since I'm also a Vermisian-y person, or is it just because he's the one leading? Or
It was kind of it's kind of yes, you can look too. Investigate and occult for both of you.
I have both of those.
I believe I do as well.
Okay, so 3d10 from both of you, please.
All right, I got an 8.
Same.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, both of you can jot this down. You and I think that it's nice to think like, like one of you who starts talking about it, the other, and like you start comparing notes of what you're seeing. This is Saren's like directory. Saren herself has left this kind of directory of markings throughout this kind of cavern tunnel, and you start to figure it out, and you are kind of able to see like there are actually like these are directives to get you places through the vault as shortcuts. She's especially like marking like to New Heaven, right? And it goes back towards the one that you just came through, and like to the gardens, to Derelictus, to Red Row, to the Heart, and these are like there's more to the marking systems that you're even able to puzzle out with like slightly better, between the two of you, like slightly better, even more specific things, right? Like a few of them are very specific, like to the gardens, and then underneath, like, the what's the mushrooms of blood, the blood mushroom things, what's that called? Just assume one of you knows that I don't know.
Are you talking about the
like
really
corpse fruit,
gross
kinda.
smelling?
Yeah, like corpse
yeah, the
fruit,
really gross
right?
mushrooms.
Yeah, corpse fruit. Like it says like to the corpse fruit
Mm.
gardens, right? And like so there's like places even that are more specific, and this could be used as fast travel, but keep in mind like Saren hasn't been around for a generation, and knowing what you know about the Vermisian, some of these passages may no longer be possible to traverse. But after a little bit of puzzling this out, you do find one that would take you to Upper Perch, which is pretty close to where you'd need to go.
So as me and Alvi are, as Alvi and I are trying to figure this out, I'm getting very mad at the fact that, Alvi, we work our whole lives in this vault. We study, we work, we research endlessly, and yet they never tell us about this.
Well, that's because there's so many different things that you can find on your own if you just keep going. I mean, if there were things that when you learned everything, then you would just be done.
Will both of you also make another luck roll for me, please?
Went so well last time for me, and this time as well.
4.
That's a 4 from
Oh.
both of us.
Okay. There are a few passages that have more markings, but none of them seem to correlate to places in Spire proper. The best that you can kind of get from this is that in some way they are marking vault to vault passages.
I am so I know we're doing a thing, but Alvi is so tempted to be like, come back here, travel those things, find out where they go. I see what you're saying, Etik. It would be nice if there was more of a guide to how things work here in the vault, and if we could actually, because then you could actually get more information. But it's also kind of the beauty of it that you're just constantly discovering new things.
But it's such a waste of precious time going from this part of the vault to the other. Such a direct. Wow. Just say. Okay. All right. It appears as though this path over here, Alvi, over here. Yes. This one will take us to Upper Perch.
Yes, let's go through here, and then I can take it away from here.
Okay. Yeah, so you go through this passage to get to Upper Perch. And as you do, you are traveling through what quickly changes, right? So where we had this kind of cavernous, wide, half natural, half person constructed tunnel, things start to look a lot more familiar, right? You are leaving this kind of like well carved and organized area and going into more kind of typical what you would feel like, oh, this is more like what I'm used to when I'm traveling the vault, right? And you're getting into parts of the vault that Rachel, I think Alvi would recognize like from spending some time exploring around her own kind of area. You kind of end up outside in a passage of just the Vermissian that is not the vault. You kind of all, I think Chu and Din kind of like take a breath of like, oh gosh, you know, because like when you step out of it, you notice how much the kind of unreality of the vault was like kind of seeping into you in a way that like you're not used to feeling. And so there's like this kind of relief almost as you shrug off and come into more real, although still kind of bizarre space of the Vermissian itself.
Etik and I are just like,
yeah, just don't even blink at it. It's not too long after this that like Alvi, as you're kind of like, okay, I'm like getting your bearings, that you hear some clopping, and Lola peeks her head around the corner and just bleats at you. And
hello, Lola, and I stick out my hand to shake it.
yeah, and Lola shakes and bleats again. And you hear some clopping going in other directions. Lola is frequently accompanied by friends, but you never see Lola's friends. And Lola, yeah, is now just kind of with you and hanging out and like kind of sniffs at the dead body and starts like munching a little bit at one of his toes.
Oh no, this body needs to remain intact.
Lola, you can have his toes. Lola. Just a little treat. Just go for it, Lola. Listen, he doesn't need them anymore. He's not walking anywhere.
Of toe as a treat.
Yeah, just a little toe.
I don't think we need the earl body anyway, so I'm not.
The soul is not stored in the toe. Everybody knows that.
As Chu, when you kind of start talking to Lola, Lola kind of like bleats again and turns and looks at you. For anyone who might be new to the stream, Lola is a goat with hands.
Yeah.
And Lola turns to you and kind of sniffs at you and then like leaves the dead body behind and kind of gets over to you and starts nosing at wherever you have put the silver locket. I don't know if you've tucked it away, if you're still holding it, but Lola is kind of like curious about it and kind of nosing at this locket.
Oh my god. Okay, I want to be like, Lola, you're the most precious thing ever. Here, have this locket, and maybe I'll cut off a toe for you. Chu is gonna be like, oh, what do you want, gross animal? Oh my gosh. But just know that I would love her so much. Okay, it's not me, it's the character. Lola, your baby.
I'll take Lola by her hand and kind of like guide her away. Like, okay. Lola, let's not bother Chu. She's had a hard day of killing.
I killed one person. It wasn't that hard of a day. And Chu will pull out the amulet and be like, "Is this what you wanted?"
Lola will bleat, and then Lola will produce from one of her hands by sleight of hand. You have no idea what sleeve Lola was hiding this in, but apparently
Does
Lola
she
has
sleeves.
Nope. And there's a note that you recognize as a note from Lukash. And she holds it in her little weird, I'm calling them like centaur army hands coming out of her neck because I don't know how else Lola has hands. Holds it and kind of like waves it a little bit and then like points with her other hand at the locket, like trade ya.
I'm just putting this out there that we need some fan art of Lola.
Yeah. I'll walk over to the body and like pick up the leg and be like, foot, like trade this, lock it, no.
Lola.
Why does
shakes-
a goat want to lock it?
She shakes her head. She doesn't want the toe.
Alvy, it's your hand goat.
Her name is Lola.
Yes,
She was a show goat.
she was a show goat.
We need a soundboard.
Sorry, I'm eating dinner.
I'm sorry too. Just for all of it.
Everyone's
Oh, I
stop
thought you
being
were sorry that I was eating dinner, and I was like, wow.
No.
Wait, so is just Chew the one that's privy to the fact that
Nope,
Lukash
Lola is
is-
holding this note out in the wide open for
Lola, you can't hold things hostage from us. You need to give that. Are you interested in this Saren person? Were you around when she was around? Do you know something, Lola?
Lola just bleats. I would say from your
It's a goat.
your extended knowledge of Lola's bleats, she just sounds confused now.
Oh. Well, then I'm out of ideas. Can I have the note, please, Lola?
And she hands it over to you.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
open it up and read it.
Okay, you open it up and read it. It says, what does it say? Here's your GM. Her very prepared note from Lukash.
Yay.
It was long. I'm
Also,
really sorry, friends.
I agree with Galway that I think that she just has regular front goat legs that just terminate in hands rather than in hooves. So she walks
gonna
with
Draw some options.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
why don't we doodle some? Yeah.
Yeah, the note,
Cool.
the note basically just. I mean, Lukash has never been one to like send extensive notes
Oh,
because
no.
you don't want to have people intercepting ministry notes anyway. It says like report back ASAP, have information, and it has a PS. Lola creeps me out sometimes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lola. Everybody loves you and has never said anything bad about you ever.
Chew will be like, yeah, like tuck the amulet away and like unceremoniously like drop the foot and be like, where are we going again?
The foot, which
So-
has rigor mortis set in, so it doesn't drop. It just like
It's just like
We were like kind of just squeezing at it, like.
I'll try to drop it and then it doesn't drop and then I like lower it like
okay.
Yeah.
So I'll say let's go to my office. We'll drop off the body. I'll think about what I can know about possibly speaking with the dead, and then we can go talk to Lukash.
I could really use a shower. Aren't we
Yes,
gonna lay low?
I have several
Out of
requests
character.
of Lukash. And then you just kind of see, I almost said Shank. You almost,
When did
you
you
then
get
see
here?
Edic like glaring at the note. And
Can
then
you
that,
do a Shank voice and an Edic voice together?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Challenges.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so with Lola's help, it's really easy. You get to, at this point, like, you know pretty well where you are, plus Lola's there. No problem. You get back to where you are at. And, hello.
thank you,
There's a
Indigo
raid.
Chameleon,
Hey,
for the raid.
that's so
Hey!
nice. Welcome. Hello. We
We were
love
just
having you
talking
here.
about goats with hands.
We're talking about goats with
so
hands.
Perfect.
It's true. Do the goats
Um,
with hands come out of their neck? Do they have hands in place of horns?
Yeah, let
With
us
their
know how
legs
you think a
and-
goat
What do
with
you
hands
think?
would look like, everybody.
What do
We
you
need-
think the goats are like? Okay, and yeah, you stash this dead body into Alvy's office. It is
And
also kind of late at night right now. You don't know how long ago Lukash left this note with Alvy or with Lola. So I think it would be reasonable for you all to rest before going to meet with Lukash, as it's kind of typical that you would meet with Lukash at your typical, like your normal spot. In the
Can
mornings
I do
is
the
how
mental
you've done it in the
directory
past. Mhm.
beforehand? With that, because that seems like something I would do like once we're here, or would you prefer that I waited until we were with
Yeah, you can do
Lukash?
that. Go ahead.
So let me pull that bitch up. Mental directory is a Verbisian Sage thing. You can smell knowledge. I get to roll investigate plus occult and ask the GM a question.
Hey, roll investigate plus occult.
Okay. Do I get?
Oh well, I guess none of what we. You have the knack, so if anything,
I
that'll
have the
help.
knack to pursue, not to
Yeah.
investigate the thing.
Yeah.
So I've just I don't know. Can you help with a ability?
No.
Since he's a sage as well.
Well,
since
I
we're
guess there
double
might be
taking it?
circumstances where I'd say yes, but in this case, I don't
Help me
think
go
that.
through my Rolodex.
Can
Yeah,
Lola
exactly.
help? Can
Yeah,
help?
Lola
Can Lola help?
massaging
Yeah.
my temples while
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
thinking.
look at
Yeah,
Galway
with their little
go.
go hands.
You guys are
Yeah.
so cool.
Damn, son.
Oh wow.
Yay! Welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and roll your occult and investigate.
So that should be a 3. Oh god.
1,
3d10.
2.
3d10.
A 7.
Yes!
A 7.
Okay.
I don't. Okay, I see it now. I don't think
So
you have your 3D dice on because I didn't pop
Yeah,
up.
they're not showing up for me either, but I defo never turned them off. So
Well, like 7 is a success
it's
at a
unchecked.
cost.
That's fun. I'm rechecking it now. Who knows why it was unchecked?
All right. So what is your
Sorry.
question to the DM? GM. I'm a GM.
What do
I'm
go
just
hands
like
look
I
like?
forget that I'm doing the thing. So I'm just yeah.
Don't waste the question.
You can make it. You
Where can
do
I
it.
find all of Lola's friends with their hands?
Yeah.
Din just cries. She's silently weeping. She's
You
like,
hear a
working
book
with
slam
amateurs.
shut from heaven, and the question has been asked. The answer keeper has spoken. All right. Okay. What's your actual question? Here we go. We're rolling your stress.
My actual question is,
Also, you take 1 mind stress.
what can I? Cool, and I'm at 0 because I
Okay.
have resistance.
Cool.
What can I do to talk to this dead body?
Okay.
Is there a person I can find? Is there a ritual I can do?
Yep.
Or maybe specifically, like, what would be the easiest way for us to do this?
And maybe
Right.
more specifically, have the body talk to us.
Oh
Because
yeah?
we can
Are
always
all of you
talk
in
to a
Alvy's
dead
head
body.
telling her how to ask this question to God?
True.
Lola's
at least this
certainly
wouldn't,
is.
I hope at least wouldn't monkeys paw me and be like, yeah, you can talk to the dead body right now. It doesn't talk
I mean,
back
it's
to you.
Spire. Like,
Oh my god, no, Ava, good call. We do need to be careful of the monkey paw. That's a claw.
Okay.
You
What
know
can I
it's in
do
action at
to
all
have
times.
the body talk to us or the soul or whatever of this person that is
yeah.
dead?
Okay, and I just want to, I know you read it out loud not that long ago, but I'm going to look again because I like to know the language.
Oh yeah, I can read it out loud too, the rest of it.
Have
For
to
the
tell you an
people.
answer, they don't have to tell you the most straightforward way of getting one.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me like exactly how to like what the answer is.
Okay.
But you could say like you can go here to find
Yeah, all right. As you're thinking about this, you think of 2 different things. One thing that comes to mind right away is that you know somebody who you think might be able to do this already. And you think that Lukash would actually be a good person to get you in touch with that person. So the track that you're on could get you in contact with a person who could do this. And the second thing you think about is rituals that you have studied in the past that allow you to speak to the dead. People who have talked about like ghouls people who can talk to ghouls. You've heard rumors of that happening in Derelictus, where ghouls are quite common. And so you think it's possible that like that would be another avenue of like investigating, like how do people talk to ghouls? Like that's technically talking to people who are dead. Like that could be a way to speak with ghosts. And for those of you tracking, Mama Luke's definitely talked to ghosts back in the day. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Also,
So I will tell.
woohoo! We just got to level 3. We're on level 3
Oh, it says
hype
level
train
2
right now.
complete, and there's confetti and shit.
Or
Oh my
level, we're
gosh.
working on level 4 hype train right now. Also, thank you, Heather.
This is very
Yay.
fun. Very good. Thank you, everybody.
Aw, so nice.
Oh my gosh. What a nice,
So-
what a nice surprise.
Also, I just saw somebody's username was Hassan Ahmad, and that's one of my close friends. So I was just like, not that person, but just it's the same name. So I was just surprised. Anyway, it's fine. So, I say we've hid the body here in my workshop. We have this note from Lukash. It is very late. I know somebody, I believe, who can speak with ghosts. And Lukash is the person to talk to about it. So my thought is, let's all go home and get some rest, and then we can meet Lukash in the morning, and hopefully we can get this sorted out.
And, you know, maybe Rauka will be there.
And yes, maybe we can meet Rauka, who we've left up in New Heaven all
There it is.
by himself. Oh
I
god.
bet he's had a great
God.
adventure. He's probably just
Oh, God.
fine.
Oh god, is he dead? Is he dead? Everybody, is he dead? Should we go back there? Should I go back there? Is that okay? It's fine.
Can't
Rauka's-
know. Can't know until we have our meeting.
Yeah. I'm sure Rauka's fine.
I'll just cry myself to sleep. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
He had a really good plan. I think he'll be fine.
Din left. Din just left. She knows where she's at, and she's
Nobody
All right.
will find
ready to go to
him.
bed. She's like,
Okay.
I know we have to meet Lukash. I'm off on my own thing.
All right.
Wait, did it take us more than an hour to get here?
Did it take you more than an hour to get there? I think it took not an hour to get there.
Damn.
You
She
can keep
will,
humming
like,
on your way home
sigh.
if it helps you.
Yeah, she is.
M-
Can she like instill emotions on herself?
Is there any reason you couldn't?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I just want to say,
No, it's you
Elise,
drive others. Never
Okay.
mind.
Elise, you are so fortunate that none of us were Vermissian sages in the last arc, because traveling in the vault wouldn't have taken like
Yeah,
nearly as
y'all-
much time.
Y'all
traveling
spent
through the
so
Vermissian
much
would-
time in the Vermissian. Oh my god. Just going up and down Spire, up and down Spire. All right. Yeah, so everybody kind of goes and help and their own ways. And anything anyone would do tonight before they go to bed?
I think Chu would like get prepared for like a thing, like start scheduling like stuff for later, because
Get in touch
She's
with her
like-
staff, like figure out
yeah,
next
like all that
performance.
stuff. Yeah.
You're seeing Edic furiously scribbling down on a piece of paper right now.
And I think maybe send somebody to like line up something with the Sky Whale captain.
Okay. Duly noted. Did we name
Yeah.
the Skywell captain?
Yeah, Beard
No,
Man.
don't lie to me.
Benson.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
try.
All right. Anybody else doing anything? Rachel, Sarah, Din, Alvi, I suppose I should say.
Myself to sleep.
Okay. Alvi cries herself to sleep.
Can I meditate on the orb?
On the orb?
Yeah,
That
on the
Danksy's
orb.
charm.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
on Danksy's charm.
Yeah, you can. That relieves mind stress, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
3.
1d3 mind
Oh,
stress.
D3.
Go ahead and roll that D3.
Oh boy, here we go. Gambling. Did it roll? Oh,
2.
2. Nice.
Okay.
Thanks.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
Edic sees you looking at it, and like you see him perk up just a little bit.
I'm not there. I'm in my apartment. I would
Oh,
never
I'm
look at
sorry.
this in front of you. My character would never give you the satisfaction.
I love it.
All right. In the morning, you all gather. Let's see who's not here. Rauka is not here. Oops.
Oh, Rauka, what are you
Oh,
doing?
here, I can show you so people can see what I'm looking at. Stream. Lola is not here. This chair is in fact gone because somebody destroyed that chair.
I like how at
Lukash,
no point in the last couple days has Lukash gotten another chair or something.
Yeah, Lukash doesn't.
Do you think they even noticed that it was gone?
Yeah, I think I think everybody in Perch notices all the time when objects are gone. Yeah, Lukash is there. I suppose Lukash would here. He'll have dragged over another chair. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these X's
Aw,
and stuff out of here. I bet I put that on
thank
the map layer like a pro GM. Okay. All right. Lukash is he's sitting here with his papers. And you all file in the morning. And
That's the wrong chair. There's no chair there.
okay, you know what? I did just say. So, and Lukash kind of greets you. They're as all drow do during the day, they wear their face wrappings and things like that to protect from the sun. Inside, like you are now, Lukash has actually taken off a lot of the coverings on their face, and I think most of you probably haven't seen them like this kind of like revealed to you before, but they look really stressed out. They look stressed, and they are sitting there kind of like reading reports as you're filing in, and they look up as you kind of enter, and they're like, "Oh, come in, take your seats."
I would have stopped by the graveyard on the way here.
Yes, you stop by the graveyard. No sign of Rauka. No sign of Rauka.
So close to saying Rika.
Yeah. Lukash kind of starts to collect their things and kind of stack some things and cover up some notes so that you can't quite see what they've been looking at. And they kind of tap their fingers a little bit and then start. And they say, listen, I did what you asked. I looked into the two idols that we had reason to believe could be connected to the swan. We had Lorelei. She has been performing primarily in other parts of Spire. She really hasn't been around Perch as often as I think she would have had to have been to be the swan or connected to the swan. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're connected, but she certainly isn't the swan. Callisto Brox, though. Um, listen, Callisto might be a dangerous son of a gun, but he's not a smart one. It didn't take that much digging to find out that after some pretty grisly murders down in the Red Row, he really rose to fame among the Alfir who love, killing as sport. And they kind of took him up Spire and started letting him do these kind of artistic killings for the sake of their art, their gardens and whatever. I don't know. The Elfir. That's what they do. And he kind of caught the eye of a lot of people up there, and was definitely called in some circles the Swan. It wasn't like an official name, but was called that in some circles, and then disappeared again after some more kind of contention with employers. And so if this is him, then I mean, like, bloody murders, gruesome, loves to kill, not very smart, and has gone by the swan in the past. I mean, what's the saying? If it smells like a goat, bleats like a goat,
Has human
Has
hands.
hands
has
like a
hands like a
goat,
goat,
yeah.
then it's probably a goat. So I'd say Callisto is a
Lukash, I'm
pretty.
really sorry. I've just been listening to this whole thing this whole time. Have you seen or heard from Rauka?
No,
We separated up in New Heaven, and we haven't seen or heard from him since, and I'm concerned. I'm sorry. I know that's not what you were talking about, but
what happened when you got separated? Why didn't
he wanted to stay behind and do some investigation while we went and spoke with the morticians, and the staying behind investigation part we haven't seen him since.
Why were you speaking with the morticians?
For fun.
Oh, have we not updated you on all the things we've learned?
No, we haven't spoken since the first game.
Right. Oh, okay. So anyway, there's
We have a body.
we do.
Yes,
Oh,
we have
oh,
not spoken
oh.
since the first, a very long time. And I have a list for you. Yes, I received 4 blood stress from a guard, when I was ambushed. I received 1 mind stress and about 2 silver stress. So I would very much like to be compensated for my damages, Lukash.
Oh, independent contractors, man.
I know, right?
I need us to circle back to the body. Edic,
Yeah.
I hear you,
Oh,
and
of course we need to circle back to the... What about this living one? Right here.
Din
Are
is glaring at Alvi for revealing the information that Lukash doesn't
I
necessarily
didn't say that we had a body.
I did.
I was too.
True.
But we are
Whoever
all
I
on the
was-
same team
whoever said it.
here.
I just asked about Rauka and said we talked to
I don't
Marcus.
tell
can we
anyone
talk
to
about the body?
anything.
Edic, I
Okay,
heard you,
so-
and
Lukash.
what body? Who is the body?
So here it is in very truncated form. I'm going to do my best to not be long-winded here. I
I
promise I will
murdered
do
You're
a
my
murder-
best.
starting out
Mortician.
real well,
Use as
Alvi.
many
You're
words as I
starting
possibly
really
can.
well. Okay.
So we found out that the bodies had mortician's tools used on them, so we went up to New Heaven to find out if there have been mortician's tools that are going missing. We found some weird things to do with demonology, possibly, and we talked to some mortician initiates, and then they let us back, and then they told us that possibly one of the higher-up morticians there had actually been meeting with somebody called the Swan and giving them things, and there was a whole scandal up there, and now they can't really do it as much anymore, so we went to go talk to that person, and then Chu killed them before we had a chance to talk to them, and so now
Killed
we've
the
dragged their
mortician?
body through the vault. The mortician.
Okay.
Nobody knows we did it.
In my defense, he was gross, Lukash.
Agreed. And I would take umbrage with your mischaracterization of demonology as weird stuff.
It was
is
weird.
Okay.
Misunderstood.
They were literally
Misunderstood.
body parts in boxes.
But
so
hey,
if you
look,
would like to-
Lukash, it's
yeah.
not a totally lost cause. And I'll pull out the amulet and I'll like slide it across the table to Lukash, and I'm like, I recovered this at some point, so that's cool.
What is
Hey, you know what? I don't know. You have fun with it though. It
If you're giving them the locket?
yeah.
Okay. They
Don't think too hard about destroying it. It doesn't like it.
Oh, okay. They put the locket. They take some notes real quick, and they put the locket down. And as they kind of like finish kind of taking these notes, they put up a finger and they say, "I will be right back. Just stay here, Edic. I will see about finding funds to pay you back."
And just if there's a way that you could help us talk to a ghost, that would also be really appreciated.
You've given me information, and I promise I will fill you in on what I'm trying to do here, but you have to give me a minute.
And you'll find Rauka?
They get up and they leave real quick.
She like walks over to the chair real quick and gives a little kiss
Oh my god.
and just starts to disintegrate.
Oh my god.
Rauka's not even here to be sad about it.
Yeah.
I take deep
Come back to his chair being
stress.
gone, though.
You take how much stress?
1d3 stress.
Go for it.
True. Did you just...
Oh, I'm trying to
thing-
roll in the Twitch chat. I'm like, why isn't this working? And then Chu will like calmly go back and sit in the chair.
Okay, so how much is your stress at now, Chu?
2.
2.
Or sorry, 3 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we have to roll Fallout for this chair.
Really?
I regret nothing.
Desperate, I love it.
It's a 1 or a 2, I think, that would get you. Okay, it's
Oh.
an 8, so you're fine.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
Never
Okay.
You'll never have a chair as long as Chu has a hand in it.
Just gonna go
Yeah, I
ahead
was
and-
gonna say, didn't you disintegrate the chair that I was supposed to sit in the second time we came here?
No, I kissed it, but I didn't disintegrate it.
Okay.
I just didn't cast the spell. I just wanted to freak people out.
Okay, quick update for the map
Right.
cams view. We've now destroyed 2 chairs. So
2 shares of God.
2 chairs are gone. Before long, Chu will have everyone standing in this
Yeah.
place.
There's only
Can
5
we act-
chairs
oh, there we
left.
go.
Standing room only. Okay, after a minute or two, Lukash comes back in. Here's what we're gonna do. I have someone already stationed in New Heaven among the morticians. It'll take a day or two for them to get here, but I think that the information that they have will likely help us figure out what's going on. So I would like all of you, considering a mortician is dead and you were in New Heaven, let's just take a few days, wait for our contact who's already embedded with the morticians, and consult from there. And someone did ask, this is out of character, someone did ask Lukash if he knew how to help talk to ghosts, right?
Yes.
Who was that?
Yeah, that was Alvi.
I
Alvi?
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Alvi, I think Anders might be able to help with that too. And when he says Anders, this is of course a name familiar to you.
Anders, is he going to be working with us?
I will try to get in touch with him.
I knew that he had a
soon.
mortician's face, but I didn't know that that's what he was doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I'd seen him when we were up there. That would have been so exciting.
All right. Go do your own things. Establish your covers. Live your lives. I'll
Are you
see
sure
you
you
in
don't want to talk for another 2 hours?
2 days' time.
Hmm.
So like 2 whole days. So I guess 3 days' time. See you here again. Yes?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Hey, let's stick around for a second, Lukash, just before, like, after everyone leaves.
And
Finn leaves immediately.
okay, Lukash
Jen is
throws
like, "I'm out."
a small pouch of money over to Edik. You can erase any silver stress you have, Edik. And if you don't have any silver stress, I'd say you can gain like essentially a temporary resistance from this. So the next silver stress you take is like a freebie.
Yeah, I do have 1 resistance, so I'll just I'll mark. You said 1 freebie.
Yeah, I mean it's basically the same thing
Okay.
as resistance, so I would
Okay.
just erase the resistance. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, everybody else goes, and Chu, what are you?
Yeah, she's gonna be like, "So weird that your chairs keep disappearing, right?" Anyways,
What happened?
I
So
have no idea. It just you could leave and then
I
they're
sat
gone.
and then it just and now I'm sitting in sawdust. Chu,
Yeah,
is this
weird.
this is
So
the second time it's happened actually.
yeah, I
So
wouldn't know actually. So the amulet I gave you though, I would recommend taking that to like a historian or someone like that. I don't really know what it does, but if it's something good, I'm hoping I can at least get compensated. Maybe find me a new manager. Maybe get me in the room with an up and coming star that I
we're a
can
terrorist organization and you're just like, oh, could you just like find personnel, hiring, HR? Did you know? And like they pull like a knife out and they're like, Chu.
Is that for me?
No,
is that my
this is a threat.
compensation?
This is the threat. Get out of my office.
Oh my gosh, Lukash. Fine. And she'll get up and
but thank you for
she'll do the Cora eyes.
Yeah, thanks for this. It could be really interesting. I'll let you know what I find out.
Yeah, and hopefully get me a new manager if it's good. Thanks, bye. No idea what happens to your chairs.
Okay. Let's take a break. It's 8:30. We'll take a quick break. Everybody manage your liquids, fluids, whatever.
So many liquids to manage.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Tyler, for just sitting there.
Thanks, Tyler, for just sitting there.
Tyler's the real hero here.
Second half, we're gonna let him talk.
Second half, we'll even let him come off mute.
I want to challenge y'all so that I don't. I just don't want to get a word in.
Just the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 10 minutes. Players, please come back on time.
I'll try
so
my
we can
best.
start on time. I'll see you at 8:42/10:42, depending on which time zone you're in. And we'll see you soon. Let's see if I remember how to.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. produce in our mouth that's crunchy.
You just said that on live internet.
I've
There's
said
yeah.
crunchy, fresh produce
lot.
in here, y'all. You heard it here first on Helpful Goat. Hi, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here.
This session sponsored by carrots.
And
Carrots.
apples.
And
Carrots
Um,
are a creative vegetable.
I really enjoyed that question.
I thought this episode was sponsored by Skittles.
Yeah, Skittles and
Nerds.
carrots, the
Nerds.
best. The
Skittles and
carrots,
Nerds
the
were
best
the
combination.
first half of sponsor, you know.
Oh gosh, you're right. How
Now
silly.
We've
we're
had
in
the
our
junk
second
food,
half.
and now we're balancing it
Okay.
out with,
All right. Hey, I just wanted to say, if you're new here, thanks for hanging out. Alpha Goat's an online community of gamers, and we hang out a lot and play games and stream lots of times a week. And you can find out more if you put !Discord in the chat or follow us on Twitter.
And it's the Discord's
Oh,
1 year
yeah.
anniversary of being a Discord
Hey, perfect
community.
timing.
And there's
Yeah.
games on Saturday at 3 Mountain Time where everybody's going to be celebrating
It's true.
being a
We
cool
were- we
community
were-
for a year.
I was talking to Galway about this earlier today, and it occurred to us that, a year ago, we were not using cams. It wasn't until Spire that we started actually using live camera feeds
That's
in our
true.
sessions.
Mhm.
I
And
just threw them on the screen. I was like, let's
Look
go.
at us, trend setting over here.
Trendsetters. Okay.
We got the first sponsors. Cams going.
That's not true. This stream is not sponsored by carrots or Skittles, so fuck them.
I mean, we don't know it's not sponsored by carrots because we've never talked to the carrots.
We don't
Yeah,
have
right.
Skittles
This
either.
isn't
Have
this
you-
isn't
okay.
tier. We
Yeah, but
haven't yet
Skittles-
talked.
Skittles is like, that's like a brand. Carrots are just like an independent contractor.
I also
Carrots,
just need everybody who's on the Discord right now to just go look at the Discord at the beautiful abomination that Sarah just posted. Her name was Lola. She was a show goat.
Oh no.
And
Yeah.
it's just,
I forgot that I could just do a quick little mock-up in Snapchat.
Oh my god.
I was wasting my time drawing. It's much better using
That is-
pictures.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. Okay. All right. Let's get back into the game because it's 8:47 and we stop at 9:30. So let's go. Okay. So we left off with Lukash telling you to lay low for 3 days and then meet them back in the meeting area. So with that in mind, not on stream. Hey, so handy. What is happening? God, y'all, I'm having a day. Oh, I'm ready. What does anyone do anything that they want to kind of just? We're not going to go do scenes. I'd like to keep it very brief. But what do you do in the 3 days of downtime?
Cry.
Okay.
My initial plan was to track down Lukash, so that ended up not, didn't need to do that. I'll probably just spend some quality time with Byron because it's been a minute.
Okay. That's it. No one else.
Sorry. Yeah, I would be probably regularly going over to the graveyard and then just spending time trying to research into anything that I know about Rauka and the things that plagued him and figure out if I could find any way to track him down or other things like that.
Yeah. I'd say like the one like big takeaway of your stuff is like there are no signs of Rauka having returned.
Oh, that's sad.
What else?
She is going to she's gonna have like a small performance somewhere. She's also going to print out. Do they have printers? She's gonna
No.
They have printing
computers either.
presses.
Yes.
print and
that's true.
presses. Okay. She's gonna print and press like a bunch of advertisements for a new manager with
Okay.
like silly drawings on them and like very excessive colors and stuff, and then
Okay.
post them like everywhere.
You can take a silver stress for that.
Cool. I hate silver.
Do you have resistance?
It's already gone. I had one, and now I
Oh,
already had one stress to it anyway. So
you are also getting the benefit of laying low, which means you are erasing all your stress. So we'll say that this marks against your resistance again.
okay. Well, because I did the performance, could I use like the money I made from that to fund this?
Printing presses are expensive. I don't
Okay, I'll
know.
take the
Like, I
stress.
think you have like a staff and like things that you put your money towards
Yeah,
maintaining typically. This is kind of an additional expense.
that makes sense. Well, one of my staff members died, so I don't even have to pay them anymore.
Okay. Din? I like to think that Din's painting Lola pictures just like Sarah's drawing Lola pictures.
Let's go with that. Yeah. So Finn was so just taken by this abomination that, again, very quietly, she's a person who's to herself. You said it's like about 3 days. So some of that time is spent doing like spying missions. So just kind of like hanging out places and like watching things and gathering information. Like just about like that's for like a totally different like thing that she's doing with the ministry that like there could be like an offshoot series about it. I
Yeah,
don't
a
know.
spin-off.
But like every night before she goes to bed, she has trouble sleeping, and so she's like, I just keep thinking about this goat. Like it just doesn't make sense. And and so she just tries to paint, and it's very tedious, and she uses these tiny 2-inch canvases, and she does different iterations every night, and they just they pile up.
2-inch canvases like this one?
Yeah.
I love the idea of just like slowly like wherever you live just like filling with these goat paintings, and if anyone ever comes into your apartment just like I gotta go.
Absolutely, that is
Okay.
her aesthetic.
Yes, so the night before you are supposed to meet Lukash, Alvi, is when Lola, as we finished last session with, leads Rauka into your office and finds you. By the way, what happened to the dead body? Still just hanging out in your office, starting to smell a little?
Yeah, during that time, could I have maybe done some things to preserve it? Like found some formaldehyde? Or just injected it with things that I found in the vaults to...
Yeah, I think 3 days is
Oh,
enough
no.
time. Roll me just a D10 luck again. Let's see how long.
But I always fail those.
Could I also roll this D10 luck because I have a vested interest in the well-being of this corpse in the vault?
If you would be there helping Alvi do preserving it things, then yes.
I don't see why not. Like I feel like
Okay,
Alvi
yeah.
might have asked, right? Maybe.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I
Nice.
like that. It wanted to be a 3, but it wasn't.
Yeah, between the two of you, you managed not. I mean, Alvi was always going to succeed. The question was how well, right? And so, like because you have the time and the whole point is that you can research these things and figure it out of your class. So, but together you do a good job of doing it quickly enough that the body is preserved early enough that it doesn't even start to smell, and now you just have this gross preserved body just kind of slowly, very slowly, but preserved. So like extremely slow decay just happening. Things still decay when they're preserved, just very slowly. Yeah, in the corner.
Alvi's distracted enough that, you know.
Yeah, so with
Who
Rauka...
needs morticians when you have Elvi and Edik, eh?
Yeah, so Rauka and Lola show up, and the first thing that happens, like we, as we kind of narrated last time, like Rauka is very much worse for wear, right? Has been suffering the effects of being experimented on by your enemies, has been ripped apart from Ashira violently, and has been turned loose, kind of half conscious, in a state of both physical and mental not goodness, and managed to make his way to Lola, who brought him to Alvi, and this is where we left off with this little bit, was Alfie kind of just being relieved, crying, giving Rauka a nice big hug, and
Where have you been? Are you okay? You seem diminished. I don't mean that to be negative. You just seem less than.
I'm not dead.
I'm so happy to see that.
Yes, there's a bit of a problem. I seem to have misplaced my demon. And by misplaced, I mean, had it violently ripped from my body. I assume I passed out for most of it.
Are you okay? Are you bleeding internally? And I'll start like checking things that I know to check.
I don't know.
Sorry, I can let you talk. I don't need to talk over you. I know that. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I got greedy. I wanted to bring a knoll to you, for interrogation. But I stayed a little too long and gambled a little too much. If it's okay with you, I'd like to stay in the vault. I don't want the ministry to force me to retire prematurely. And I don't want demonologists to jam another demon in my body. So,
that sounds terrible. I mean, yes, of course you could stay here as long as you can. We can research together ways to make it so that you feel
as
stronger
long as I
again.
don't end up like that guy in the corner.
Well, no, I didn't do that. Oh, so this is a mortician, actually. We found out so much, Rauka. And then I'll...
Oh, did you?
Yes, so Chu accidentally? Well, maybe not so accidentally. Maybe a little bit. It was a little bit of both, I think.
That sounds like Chu.
Yeah, killed this mortician who apparently knew the swan. So now we're going to talk to another friend who can talk to ghosts, and hopefully we can talk to his ghost and find out more about the swan, since he was useless in life. Maybe he'll be more useful in death, And Eric and I have been spending time together here and making sure that he doesn't rot away and make my office any more disgusting than it already is.
Oh, well, that's good.
What?
It's good to be sanitary. That's important.
It is, and I mean, anything that you need to do, Rauka, to make this place feel more like home, you just let me know. If you want me to bring some things from Perch that are important to you, or I don't think I can steal gravestones, but I don't think you would want me to anyway. Just some important things to make it feel a little bit more like home.
I would like a god rope. But other than that, I have the leg of the chair that I saved, and that's about it. You do remember I lived in a graveyard, right?
Yeah,
Almost anything's an upgrade.
it's fair. And what would you like? For me to tell, one, the ministry, and two, the rest of the group? I want to honor
I was
your wishes.
brutally murdered.
Oh, you want me to lie to them?
You can tell the rest of... No, you can say that I have... That's a good question. We want to not a full lie, but a half truth. I don't know. You think of something. You're smart.
But you don't want them to know that you're here at all.
But the cell and Etik. I'm sure Etik will find me eventually. He just don't let him, shove a demon inside me. I don't. I've been through it once. I don't know if the next demon will be kind enough to allow me to live.
Etik's a lot, and I know that he has a very, he would say, loving relationship with the idea of demons. I don't believe that he would. I don't believe that he would do anything to unwillingly. How do I say this? Insert something into you that you don't want. So I don't think that you have to worry about that from Edic. I mean, he's strange.
It's fair.
But I think that he is deep down not horrible.
As you're kind of finishing this thought about Edic and things, Alvi, you are. It takes Alvi a little bit of time to realize these things, but Rauka, for one, like you are like swaying, kind of tired, like you are barely, and like I think Alvi, like you kind of like have a moment of realizing as you kind of conclude this thought about Edic of like, I think Rauka's about to like pass out, kind of tired. But yeah.
So how about you go to bed? I'll take you to a bed and somewhere that you'd like to sleep, and we're now roommates, so we can spend all the time together talking and discussing things that we need. And I'll figure out a way for you to have a place to go or hide when others come to my office, so that you feel safe and comfortable.
That sounds perfect. And just collapses.
Yeah. She'll just kind of drag you over.
Whether it's sleep or unconsciousness is,
It's like, here you go. It's fine. And just drag you over slowly, because she's very weak.
Sure.
Okay.
Yay.
And folks, I just want to let you know that this is our send-off of Rauka. So I just want players, people in the chat, to give Tyler a round of applause to an incredible character that you brought to life for us. Thank you so much, Tyler. And don't worry, Tyler's still playing with us, but this is Rauka's retirement from the party.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, Tyler's like, goodbye, good night. No, so but I just want to mark this moment as our as the end of Rauka kind of being an active part of our party. This was the, so Rauka will still be in Alvi's little area of the vault, kind of hidden away, but the trauma and stress of what happened, plus the loss of Ashira, and the fact that the ministry does not look kindly upon operatives whose covers have been blown or who could potentially bring enemies to their door, kind of, ultimately led to Rauka having to kind of retire from the party here. So I just kind of wanted to make that note because we love Rauka. So okay. So as Alvi and Rauka kind of settle in for their first night to figuring out the new life that Rauka will lead as a Vermissian, someone who lives within the Vermissian vault and researches and does his thing and recovers and
Become a gutterkin.
Becomes a gutterkin over time. The next morning, Alvi, you kind of set Rauka up with everything he needs and set out to meet the group at the where your Magister, Lukash, typically greets you. There has been a new chair brought in because did I draw this on the map later?
This is war.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm like dragging the map around. What's happening? Where did I put these X's? This one
you
can
can
go.
just also hit clear all drawings.
Yep.
I do that a lot when the children scribble all over the entire
but it's okay. So and when you arrive, we have a new person awaiting, already seated, I think. Small.
Look at that art.
Shiny new person.
So what does the party see as they enter, Tyler?
Sure. So you see a drow with like dark gray and black heavy cloak with a scarlet tunic underneath. He's got a tattoo under his right cheek, and it's got a dark moon. Underneath that is crescent moon, and then below that is a blood red moon that's kind of dripping blood. It's this tattoo of the damn now. And seems a hell of a lot more put together than Rauka ever was by comparison. Very neatly kept, and has just a small stack of papers with him.
What's his demeanor?
Very close to very apathetic. You can't really get a good read on emotion, just kind of blank right now. Really focused on the notes in front of him.
What's his voice sound like?
Well, I'll run in and greet him and
Sure.
say, "Oh, Anders, it's so good to see you. It's been a while."
It's been too long, Alvi.
Ooh,
Very
spicy.
nice.
Oh shoot! Anders!
All of us are just like, "Yeah." It has been, really. Are you going to be working with us now? I heard you might be working with us, and that would be very exciting.
Are you here to fill the manager position? Is that what this is about?
Rip.
Lukash, you shouldn't have.
Lukash is just like, yep.
Got some
Anders,
questions.
I guess I'll see you later. Anders, it's all up to you. No. And Lukash sits down, and kind of rubs at their temples, and they kind of listen. How do I put this? As we all are, except for perhaps Mr. Charmuz, loyal to the ministry first, and kind of gives you all a look. So that is why I am telling you that it is all of our duty to bring Rauka in so that the ministry can discuss with him his future as a minister.
Maybe he's dead. We don't.
Yeah, what do you
Oh,
mean
no.
bring him in?
Alvi,
Do you have any?
Do you understand what I'm telling you? It's all of our
Yes.
duty to bring Rauka in.
Do you have
and
information
why would
about
this
Rauka?
be? What?
Yeah, what changed?
Why is this sudden animosity to one of your most loyal compatriots? This makes no sense to me. You're muted, Elise.
There's no animosity. There is interest in discussing what occurred. Din, 100%. You are, and Anders, I think would also be getting this vibe. The rest of you can decide if your characters would get this vibe or not. This is Lukash warning you not to bring Rauka in. This is
He
Lukash.
doesn't get that at all.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
This is Lukash being like, you have to bring Rauka in because. Okay.
Alvi is very much like, he's probably, we might never know what happened to him. It's just, I don't even know.
I think she was gonna reach over and like put like a hand towards Alvi and just be like, Alvi,
Yes.
it's a shame that none of us have seen him.
Yes, I'll bring him in right away. It is no problem.
Yeah,
And
next time
her face is just like turning red. And she's just like,
Yeah, good. Okay.
Lukash. So we'll all just agree if we hear about what's going on with Rauka, we'll report it to our higher ups, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
We're all good at
great.
following the rules here.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay.
Good to see that you got a new chair.
Yes, I
Alfie.
did get it.
Breathe.
I'm sorry, Anders. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
fine.
I'm so glad we're all on the same page. And on chairs today, since we were in fact 2 chairs down from the original total of chairs, which means now that there is in fact 1 chair. There was 1 chair too few, and I had to bring a new one in today. So, Chu, if you know anything about the chairs,
I
I'd love to
don't.
hear.
Look, my loyalty is to the ministry first, and I think we all have a duty to report anything we hear about the chairs when
Yeah,
we go.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay, cool. I trust that that is exactly what will happen. Team,
yeah.
I want you all. I know some of you already know Anders. I'm saying that right, Tyler? Is it Anders or Anders?
Yes.
Anders. Okay.
Anders. Yep.
Some of you already know Anders, but I wanted to introduce you formally. Anders has been undercover among the morticians for what is it now, a couple weeks, and might have some additional information. I want you all to compare notes and see if you come up with anything. Write it down in a report, leave it on the desk. I've got other business to attend, and very, as Lukash often is, kind of brusque and businesslike, gathers up their things and starts to leave.
Yes,
Leaves.
you do have more business to attend to with my wallet. Yes, yes.
No, I did pay you money yesterday. That is.
Can
we're
I-
all
I
settled.
see a deficit of 4 stress. This is not. No, we will have many words.
You should hire him as an
Many
accountant.
words, many words. I'm looking forward to those words. Please don't waste my paper with them. I'll hear them from you in person.
As Lukash is leaving, can I slip him a manager ad and be like, speaking of paper, here you go.
They take it and they just close their eyes, deep breath. And that you hear them mutter on their way out like other magisters get competent people. I don't know. And they leave.
Sounds good.
Well, Anders, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody? I mean, I
Yeah.
just. What have you been up to? What are you doing? What are you here for?
I'm trying to take all this in right now, to be honest. This is quite the sell you've got. I mean that genuinely. Alva, you already know me. My name is Anders Stolkin. I have been, as Lukash has said, undercover with the morticians. Probably wouldn't have recognized me even if you saw me, as and he's just gonna kind of point to Eddic. As, are you sure this one can be trusted?
Wasn't first, but he's actually proven
Probably
rather.
not. Let's be honest.
There's that. I mean, I wouldn't trust him with your child or something, but or maybe not your social security
That's
number.
fair.
Children
But,
are beneath me.
Generally, yes, because they're shorter than you. That is true. I wouldn't. He's trustworthy in terms of the mission, let's say.
He hasn't wronged us yet.
Mm.
What about you? How can we trust you?
You can trust me to get the job done. You can also know that I can be anyone, anywhere, at any time. So if there's, problems had, we can get in and get out. You cause problems, and find out where you live, and kill you, should the ministry need. Just so that's out in the open. That said, on to the actual matters at hand. Note sharing. And just
going through his pile of notes. Give me 1 second while I pull up my actual notes.
She's gonna pull out like a little pad while you're sorting through
Like
your
Legally
notes.
Blonde style. It's like
Like
you've
a-
got a big
and be
puffy
like,
pen.
so you said you're good at dealing with situations. How do you feel about negotiating contracts and
One
and
word about
logistics?
your manager. I'm not. It's not what I do. Sorry,
Oh,
it's not what I do.
very firm. Got it. That's a pro.
It was actually
Thank
quite
you.
a few words.
Yeah, that was many
All right.
words.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Um,
not great attention to detail. That's a con.
He's very professional. He's very professional, and like, he's very kind. You wouldn't necessarily know it, but he's very kind. And
Yeah. Well, I don't want a kind manager, so that's a con.
Fully just being like, no, this is my new manager. Like, I don't give a fuck. Well, I don't know if I'm just.
I mean, honestly, Chu can probably pay you much more than the ministry.
I
That's
don't need the money.
I don't pay. I mean, I do, but I'm not like. I mean, I don't know how much the ministry pay. Listen, you have great benefits. Do you have a 401k?
I mean, just like all of us, right? He's not in it for the money. He's in it for the glory of bringing down the Elfir.
Yeah.
I've been there. We're good.
New voice, who dis?
Voice, who dis? Almost slipped into Rauka. It's fine. It's fine. I've been blessed by Lombre herself. It's not something that I take lightly, and it's a responsibility. I don't really need money. I have other faces for acquiring such things. Now, all that said, let's talk about Theon.
The body?
The good. You already know.
My office.
I would say, Anders, you were when Din and Edic were standing outside the door while Chu and Alvi were inside the room talking to Theon and then subsequently killing Theon. You paced up and down that hall and saw them. And so I think when you would 100% have made the connections that they were present during the murder.
Yep. So
It
I
was
got to
an
say,
act,
you made my.
kinda.
Yep. To be fair, it doesn't matter. You made my job a hell of a lot more difficult. I'll be honest. There I am laying low, keeping a low profile, and then a body turns up. Says the swan did it, and now I got morticians thinking that it was an inside job. And they're trying to find who the inside man is. Now, do you see where the problem is with that?
Disappeared, right?
Yes, a body disappeared.
We did stab him a
Alvi,
bunch to
you
leave a
see
bunch
how
of
that
blood.
would be a problem for our friend Bertolt?
Who is
Yes,
that?
I do. And Bertold, I'm sure that it'll pass, and Bertold will be fine.
Who is Bertold?
I've been in that cover for 3 weeks now.
That's not
He's
that
not
long.
doing well. He's very upset. I'm sorry. Do you want to be a different person for more than a couple days on end?
With the right makeup? I do it for a living.
I'm not talking about
Shots
pretending to
fired.
be a different person. I'm talking about being a completely different person and yourself at the same time.
I want to indicate that Din is very, like, just mad because, like, she's the one who's the spy and, like, is killed, and now this person is coming in and they're apparently, like, so good and they have this information, and so, like, it's clear to her that based on what he said and stuff that he was around the when everything went down, and she didn't notice. She didn't recognize him, right? Like even now. And so she now feels like unsafe and threatened by like his skill. And so, again, this is all behind the mask. But just so to indicate what my demeanor is going to be.
Anders, do you want to maybe tell them what it is you do so that maybe it can be a little bit more understood?
It's fine. I'll be honest. I'd much rather just show rather than explain. I'll just let Bertolt take it from here, and I'm gonna use my right of many faces. So let me pull that up because this is new for me. Okay, so I'm gonna mark a D3 stress to mind. To assume one of my cover identities, and I have that domain when I am in that cover, and then I can dismiss it whenever. So I will go ahead and do that. It's /R space D3.
Space D3. Yep. Two.
Okay.
You take Fallout and die.
I take
No!
Fallout and die. You are correct.
No! Don't curse on
The mistress comes out of nowhere.
Poofs into the room and shanks him. Do you have resistance?
So I now have yes, I have two resistance, so I am good.
Okay.
So yeah, after a few moments, you kind of hear something just beneath Anders' skin hum and kind of click, and you notice his hair that's kind of like a light gray turns to like a very ghostly kind of white. Puts his hair up in a bun and takes out a mortician's robes and just kind of starts to put it on. And he's kind of like pacing and muttering to himself as he's doing this. And he just without missing a beat just comes and sits down. So you wanted to know how the things were going in.
Yes, Bertolt, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking, Alvi. It is always good to see you. Hello. I am Bertolt. I am a mortician. This is a later thing, but you need someone who can speak with the ghosts. I love to talk to ghosts. It is a fun hobby of mine. But first, I must finish giving you the notes that I have meticulously taken. So just give me one moment, if you would be so kind. And he pulls out a pair of like reading glasses and just starts to go into it. Completely different mannerisms. He seems to either maybe lost an inch or two of height, or maybe he's just hunching more. You can't really tell. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
Please. Yeah. Bertold, was it?
Yes.
I find this predicament of yours very, very intriguing. Is this an affliction? Or how many persons reside in your body? I am very interested.
You also notice, by the way, that the tattoo that was on his face has disappeared, and in its place, there seems to be some kind of runic white tattooing going up his arm and then up his face. Oh, so it's not so much that it is an affliction. Anders, after a stint fighting in the Knoll Wars, needed to lay low after. I'm not really supposed to talk much about this, but he did some things and needed to hide, and the ministry offered a way out of that. So he underwent this ritual, and Lombre blessed him with the ability to um, take on new faces. So I am one of those faces. Um, he is still me, but I am not quite him. If that makes any sense at all. I am a fictitious creation that he has come up with after doing research into the subject. In this case, morticians and by extension, the world of religion, Inspire. Um, I hope that answers your questions satisfactorily.
She was gonna like scribble great at costumes and characters.
I've heard of this before. We can trust him for now, but he's unstable.
I-
I've heard of this.
I've known him for literally years. I promise you can trust him.
I trust no one.
That's
That is
also
very smart.
fair. I trust too many people, but
I-
it's
I think we have a healthy balance of trust issues.
yeah. Din is a
In the
cat
group.
and I'm a puppy.
Um,
So
so do we
Bella-
take you to the body? Are you just gonna chat it up? Like,
Oh, I hope so. But I should let you know there is one very large Skywell chunk of information that I would like to give you but before we go and talk to the body. The Skywells and the Morticians. No connection there with the smuggling of the parts and such. There's another thing that I learned about this. So, do any of you know about the wonders of undying surgery?
I do.
Oh, you do? Great. Yes. Oh, good, good. So you know how
Is it real?
with
Does it
undying
actually?
surgery you want? Oh, yes, it's possible. You don't do it. It's better
Have you
to
seen
die.
it? Have
At
you been
least in
there
my.
at a surgery? Have you seen an undying person? Did you take notes? Did you draw
Oh,
pictures?
you know,
Did you take samples?
Did you drink the fluids? I find this to be a bit.
are you undying? Someone stab him.
No.
Din.
Please don't do. Please don't do
You
that.
are
I will
asking
be forced.
to stab your future manager. This makes no sense even for you two.
Din takes out her knife
no, I'm
just to
not.
kind of like be like, I could.
Gotta be able to deal with unruly fans.
I just like him kind of looking at it. I'm just like, oh yeah, like this.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Bertold. They're a lot. I understand.
Okay, no. So you see, I am the one with a lot of the like. Let's not fight and let's be calm about all of our interactions and such. I do not like to fight. However, I do know how to fight because once again I will explain to you how Anders is still me. So I could hypothetically, not that I want to, but I could hypothetically ask Lombre to help me in possibly murdering someone. Hopefully not you. I don't want to have any of those sort of conflicts with any of you. This is a cell. I normally work alone. I am very terrified, but that's deep inside. That is not on the surface.
So
Anyway,
how do you feel
um,
about managing people?
So this is
I
this is group therapy with,
If
with
there's like
Bertold. I have a fear of working with others.
um, the manager thing is just not going to work out. If you have someone that you could introduce Anders to, and Anders, studies them really hard, and he could maybe come up with a cover, another face that he could wear that maybe could be a manager. If you need a manager that bad, you would have to talk to Anders. That is not my. That is not what I do. I am here for the notes. And the notes, I didn't even get to the best part of the notes. And so we were talking about the undying surgery where, you're a drow, you're undying. You need replacement parts, like a machine.
Notably,
Um,
a lot of undying surgeries are done on Alfir, not Drow. So,
yes,
yeah.
yes. And so um, there is this Elfir, who is I want to make sure that I read this correctly off my notes here. Give me one moment, please. So I caught on to these unsavory practices. They would take the drow body parts from the dead. That they were attempting to help with the undying surgeries, but lately there have been rumors among them of like this sick Elfia who thinks that undying surgeries is beneath the dignity of the Elfia, and she wants to live forever, um, and she is very very upset is too small a word. She is upset with the morticians that they had to offer was some body parts of dead drow to help her out. So you see there is this problems there, drow and the Elfir. You know the general conflict. We all live in Spire.
Does
So,
this
so, so
ring any bells for Edic as far as like if this could be Zoya?
Um, you don't think it's Zoya. You have heard no rumors of Zoya being ill. This particular Alfir person is sick. Is kind of one of the leading things that Bertold was leading with. And so in seeking remedies to an illness that might kill her, right? Is unsatisfied with the offerings of the morticians. So, yeah, that's the rest as Bertold said. Yes. I also want to say we're at 9:30, so slash 11:30 for the Eastern time, folks. So what I think we should do is everybody kind of take a note of where we're at in the conversation, things that you might want to say next, and things your character might be thinking about right now. And we'll pick up next week with this conversation continuing on Thursday at 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern Time, right here in Helpful Goat.
Yeah.
And we'll hear more about what Bertold has found out in his cover identity up among the morticians, and puzzle out who this sick drow might be, sick Elfir might be, and whether or not she's connected to all of this. Um, yes, check out our Discord in the chat with the exclamation point Discord. We've got other streams. We've got games and parties because it's our anniversary of a public Discord, so you can check that out. Thanks again for rating us. If you're still here, that was amazing. Thank you so much. And hey, get some sleep and take a bubble bath. If it's your thing,
everybody.
like drink some wine. If it's not, don't. Have some tea. um
yeah.
and
Relax by not drinking some wine.
yeah,
Yeah,
have
look,
some
everybody, you
tea.
deserve it, huh?
You do deserve whatever it is that makes you happy. Don't
Yeah.
let capitalists tell you otherwise.
Have some sour Skittles and carrots, huh?
Have some sour Skittles and get this stream sponsored.
And then claim that they sponsored you in an
Yeah.
effort to
And-
hopefully get us sponsored by them.
And then send them the clip of you saying that you're sponsored by them and be like, our
In the
invoice
back,
is attached, and you could just go ahead and okay. Wow. All right. As always, an absolute delight to be here among you all players. And one last time, community players alike, thank you to Tyler and Rauka, and for introducing Anders, who is an absolute delight already.
Yeah,
So
that was awesome.
so exciting. All right, I think that does it for us here among the Spire crew. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night.
Dream of goats with
Good night,
hands.
everybody.
Goats
Woo.
with hands.